Welcome to Resourcing with David Obasa, RWDO. Resourcing is a program on this channel where we discuss everything resourcefulness, from human capital resourcing to financial capital resourcing to the technological advancements that enhance resourcefulness. Some have asked, why do we do resourcing? And I want to tell you that we do resourcing because we need to share experience. We need to guide people about how to behave in the workplace and how to even get the job in the first place. Many go to universities and other higher institutions and they never get taught on how to write CVs. They never get taught on how to write aptitude tests. They never get taught on how to get a job. How to sit for an interview. They never get taught on how to behave in the workplace. And these are the things that we treat on RWDO. So sit back and enjoy this video, as this week we'll be talking about formal communication in the workplace. A lot of people don't know that there is a way to communicate and a way not to communicate in the workplace. So today we are going to talk about 13 things that should guide you in your formal communication in the workplace. The first one is understand the organization's culture of formal communication. Every organization has its culture of formal communication. The way they communicate, the means of communication, the tools they use, the kind of font, the kind of way they address people, the way they, some are very informal, some are formal, some will go on first name basis, some do not go on first name basis. So you need to understand what that organization's culture of formal communication is. Then again, you need to be generous in the use of polite words. Polite words such as please and kindly. You don't just say, send me that mail or get this done. You say, please get this done. Kindly let me have this. Kindly make sure this is done. Kindly ensure that this is completed in good time. Number 3, do not write an email when you are angry. Now, when you are angry, you tend to pour your anger inside your mail. That is very, very wrong. You should try as much as possible not to write an email when you are angry. So, when an email requires your attention and you're angry, what you do is to simply walk away from your desk and get your mind off it for a while. Calm yourself down. Breathe in and out. And at the end of the day, when you are calmer and more sane, then you can reply to that email. Because when you reply in anger, you are likely going to respond in an insane manner. And whoever is reading it will think you are the aggressor. So ensure that you do not write an email when you are still angry. Number 4, always note the recipient and those copied in a mail. This is important because you need to know those the mail addressed to and those people copied in the mail. Now, if you do not take note of that, you may write things that could put you in trouble. So you need to know who are those people copied in this mail, and you ask yourself why. Am I being reported? Is it because those people's attention should be got so that they can do something about it? Ask yourself why the people who were copied in the mail were copied. And ask yourself, who is the recipient of the mail? Sometimes when you are not directly the recipient of the mail, you do not need to respond. So ask, find out who the recipients are and find out those that are copied in the mail. Number 5, do not click on the reply all button except it is very necessary. Now, sometimes you click on that button and it will be annoying to the other people because you have done that unnecessarily. Mails are supposed to be sent to people on need-to-know basis. So if they don't need to be there, you do not reply all. You just reply the specific people that the mail should be addressed to. Number 6, avoid concentrating your speech or mail on persons rather than on issues. Avoid it completely. When you're speaking formally or you're writing a mail, address your mail or your speech to the issues at hand. Do not concentrate it on persons because it will get people angry and you start quarrels that are completely unnecessary. So, do not concentrate your mail or your speech in a formal communication on persons. Rather, concentrate on issues. Number 7, when you request an action on your mail, ensure to put timeline. Do not leave it open by saying this should be done without saying by so time, so date. You should ensure that all mails you send requiring or requesting action from recipients must carry timeline so that the recipient will act accordingly. Number 8, do not formally communicate what will indict you. Think very well before you write that document. Think very well before you send that email out. If what you're writing is going to indict you or put you in trouble, then do not write it. Do not formally communicate what will indict you. Number 9, if you're verbally instructed by your supervisor and you are unwilling to carry out the instruction because you feel it is wrong, ensure that your supervisor documents the instruction. If your supervisor is unwilling to generate a mail, what you do is that you will generate that mail and you will write that in line with our discussion or earlier communication in which you instructed me to do such and such, kindly confirm if I should still go ahead to do such and such as instructed. That way, you have ensured to document that it is your supervisor that has instructed you to do that which ordinarily you wouldn't have wanted to do. Number 10, queries should be communicated as inquiries and not as indictment. So, when you are issuing out a query, you should ask, will you kindly let us know why such and such happened? Will you kindly let us know why this and this should not be taken as a deliberate act of this? Ensure you are not indicting. Do not say, for instance, you did this, and this is an offense. No. A query is an inquiry. You should ask for the reasons. You should ask to know and not seek to indict. Number 11, when you are responding to queries, never sound defiant or unremorseful or too apologetic. Why is it so? When you sound defiant, it shows that you are not ready to change. Then if also you are sounding unremorseful, it means that perhaps you are saying arrogantly that you are not willing to take responsibility. And if you admit that yes, you are wrong, you should also not be too apologetic. The reason is because when you are just saying, okay, I'm sorry, please, it will not happen again. No, it's beyond that. Don't just say, I'm sorry, it will not happen again. Tell us what really happened. If you want to apologize, let's know why what happened. Let's know the role you played. And if you know you are guilty, you apologize. Even when you are not guilty, you can appease your supervisor without necessarily sounding defiant or too apologetic. Number 12. Before involving in a formal altercation through mail or through other documents, ask yourself, how high will this get to? How high will this document or this mail get to? This is important so that you don't put yourself in trouble. So you ask, how high will this get to? Before you start, ask yourself. And the final one, number 13. Before we go on number 13, we'd like to remind you to please subscribe to this channel in case you have not done that already. Share this video with other people. Also, let us have feedback on what you think about RWDO and make comments. So let's go on to number 13. And number 13 says, ensure that your communication is error-free. A lot of times, your communication in the workplace, if you allow it to have errors, it says something about you. It says something about your person. So you should ensure that your communication is error-free. That, if you're unsure of spellings, press F7 on your computer, which, will do a spell check for you. The way you communicate in the workplace tells something about your person. If you're careless and you communicate with blunders, grammatical blunders, and bad spellings, tells something about you. But when you communicate very correctly, it tells something also about you. That you are a meticulous person and you are a person that knows what he or she is doing. And so, communicate in an error-free manner as much as possible. Thank you very much for watching this video. Next week, we'll bring you another interesting video on the workplace. And next week, we'll be talking about how to manage your supervisor. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.